Hey guys, Josh here, welcome back to the channel. So, first car boot since lockdown began. How did it go? It was very, very good. It was ran beautifully. They had a nice one-way system that was spread enough apart that you didn't have to wait for people to move on to the next table. Like you do in the shops, you have to kind of wait for people to move on. You didn't have to do that. If you wanted to go past, you just had to step to the right-hand side and just walk past them in the sort of the fast lane. And it was great. There was no requirement to wear a mask, but I'd say about 90% of people were wearing a mask. I did. I wore two because I made one and it's not the best. And then I had just a generic one. So I put that on the bottom and then that on top. It worked fine. The hardest part and the thing that took the longest to get used to was wearing the mask. I haven't actually left the house really, so I haven't been needing to wear one. So that was kind of my first experience of having to wear a mask, like properly. And yeah, that took the longest time to do. I'm a very sort of self-conscious person. I always worry how people judge me and look at me and that sort of stuff. So wearing a mask I felt a bit uncomfortable to start with. But then you just sort of go, well, hang on a minute, everyone else is wearing a mask and the government's advising you to wear a mask now. So generally, if people are judging you for wearing a mask, it's basically the joke's on them if they're not, okay? So yeah, I got used to wearing the mask quite quickly and all concerns went out the window. By the time I finished the car boot, I helped Carla drag her stuff back to the car. I was like, oh yeah, I need to take the mask off now, like, we're done. Like, I completely forgot I had it on. You just, it becomes sort of like normality in your head and you just get used to the fact you have something on your face and it's just there, okay? So yeah, overall, very good. One or two people might have encroached on my space a little bit, but again, you're in a car boot sale, you're in a field or you're on hard standing, it's going to happen. You can't really get angry at those people because at the end of the day, they might just be grabbing something and going. They're not standing next to you for 5, 10, 15 minutes. They're generally just going to grab something, look at it, put it back, go. So the risk to you is generally very small. Especially we were doing filler bag, we weren't expecting filler bag to be there. Well, he did say on a text message he would be with filler bag, but we weren't sure if he would actually be allowed to, but he was. And there was a few people crouching down doing filler bag, and we were all kind of, you know, trying to keep our distance, and it was generally working quite well. So I spent £5 today. Let me show you what I got. I'm going to start with the two items that were not filler bag. And that was a lightsaber. This is a flick lightsaber. If you don't know about these, double check them that they extend fully. And then you also make sure they don't get jammed when they are extended because that is a fault with them. And then if you want to keep it in its holster, you just push the thing in and it'll click and that's now in, okay? So pay £2. The market has increased on these up to about £12 with shipping on top I get for that. Next I got this from Steve's store on the first round. If you watch my What Sold in Lockdown video, you would have seen I sold some wallets. This is the exact same brand as one of those wallets I'd sold. It's the Fiochishi, I can't pronounce it, it's Italian, but F-I-O-C-C-H-I, Fiochishi. I'm just going to keep butchering the name. It's an Italian genuine leather wallet. Now, if you're wondering how I can tell that, on the button popper, or usually there's one that pops it together that way, or fastens it, on the bit you push the popper into, there will be, I don't think it'll focus, but you can kind of see there's something etched there on the part that will have the brand name and usually the country it's made in. So this is the company and Italy. And it's also nicely stamped there in gold for you. That is genuine leather. So that will go for between £15 and £20. I will aim for 20 and I will lower slowly. Filler bag, me and Carla shared. Like we said, we weren't sure if he was like I said, we weren't sure if he was allowed to do filler bag. And it was a bit weird. When we got to his store, he kind of wasn't set up. He had a little bit on his table and that was it. There wasn't really any filler bag stuff. So I'm not sure if he arrived late or he was getting permission to do filler bag or something. Not too sure. But we decided to go back round again and we hit the filler bag in the store the second time. So on the first time I got the wallet, the second time we did filler bag, again, we weren't sure if he was doing it, so I said to Carla, should we just put everything in one bag, one big bag for life, and he could just give us a price for the whole lot. You know, that's usually the cheaper way to do it with Steve. So we did that, and he just said, do filler bag for £3. So we got it all for £3. I paid £1 to Carla for all of this. Let's start with possibly the best, possibly not. I need to do a bit of research. This is the only item I have not checked the value. It's a planter, but it's not any old planter. It's stamped and signed Rosa. Okay, Rosa name there, and then there is a R stamp there. It's a bit hard to read it, but there is an R. I've had Rosa pottery before, and I cannot remember if it's Portugal pottery or like Italian pottery. I think it's Portugal pottery. I need to double check. This doesn't look like Portugal pottery to me though, but again, if it's stamped Rosa, it will be. Yeah, like I said, I haven't looked into it. It might not be Portugal pottery, but I grabbed it because it is signed and it's generally a art piece. I think this will go for between £10 and £20 with shipping on top. I generally get £10 for my studio pieces minimum, and this is obviously a much larger piece, so let's aim for 20. Next, I'm going to do this. This is a Apple Cora. It's vintage. Will Esco, made in West Germany, and the West Germany part should help date this, so it's definitely vintage. They're mostly selling on American eBay for about $17. I would get about £10 to £15 for that. I say it time and time again, vintage Kitchenalia does sell really well. Go on to Etsy especially and type in some random vintage Kitchenalia items and look at the prices people are getting. It's ridiculous. I also got on the Kitchenalia front a vintage glass juicer by my favourite brand, the French brand of Arcaroc, or Arcaroc. I always butcher the name on that one as well. This one, however, is just stamped ARC. They do abbreviate their name to ARC, but if it's got ARC France or French, you know it's Arcaroc. 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 Yes, it does need a really good clean. But this will go for about £8 to about £12. I think 8 is probably where I'm going to list it and lower as I need to. The market seems a bit flooded on these for the cheaper imports of the modern stuff. But the brand name does make this more valuable. Let's do my plates. I got this, which is a St. Michael's cat plate. And there was a set of these. I think it might have been converted into a wall hanging, or they were sold as wall hangings or plates, because it says dishwasher safe. Now, to me, it wouldn't be dishwasher safe unless it was supposed to be, you know, eaten from. So again, not too sure. A full set of these goes for about £25. I've only got the one. I'll get about £8 plus shipping for it. This was a bit of a fail, but if you know me, I do generally pick up random plates with a name on the back just to double check them, especially the pattern. This one's a Johnson Brothers, and Johnson Brothers generally has the pattern name, which is always underneath, which is, this one is Indies. So it's a kind of a very traditional English blue print on the white porcelain. Not really worth anything, about £4 plus shipping. I will list it and see, but otherwise I'm going to start collecting up just spare, loose, random plates and side dishes and saucers again that look pretty, because people do buy them for arts and crafts, and I sold a bundle of 8, I think it was, for about £9.99, £8.99 or something, £7.99. It was one of those prices, I can't remember. But yeah, I do that as a way to help fill up the filler bag, and also it brings me in a tiny little bit of money, and it also stops it going to landfill, so I'm happy either way. I got, I believe it's pronounced Damascene. It could be Damascene, Damascene or Damascene, but if you know what that is, you should know what I'm on about. It's I don't know if it's brass. It could very well be brass, but it's etched pattern with coloured inlay. I'm pretty sure that is Damascene. I'm just going to say it's Damascene, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Style. And it's a letter opener. It does need a really good clean, but that should go for about £10, hopefully. 8 to 10. I got a teeny tiny turtle, or tortoise. I grabbed him because I've done really well with this onyx / marble stuff before. I should get a couple of pounds for him. I have no idea. I just threw him in because he was cute. I have got a sitting deer, or stag, or antelope. I think it's an antelope. You an antelope? Is it antelope? I think it's an antelope, or gazelle. It's one of them. There's a bit of cracking to the wood, but that shouldn't be an issue. It's hand carved. I did a quick eBay check, and these will go for between £5 and £10, depending on the size and the colour of the wood, if it's like a dark wood or a light wood. This one is, I believe, a dark wood. Nope, it's a light wood. It's a light wood that has been dyed, so that will go for about the £6 or £7 mark plus shipping. I got a tiny little donkey carrying some buckets, and I assume that's water. I don't think it would be alcohol. I quickly checked these. These are going as religious pieces, so I'll list it as that. No idea. All the wooden stuff was in sort of like a pile, and I just grabbed the whole lot. It'll go for a couple of pounds. If not, it'd be redonated. And then I think the best lot out of the wooden is this. A handcrafted napkin ring with the sort of deer, gazelle kind of thing on the top as well. That'll go for about... one was selling for about £11, and that had sold. I think it was slightly larger. So again, I think a comfortable £7 would be quite good on that one. And that is it. That's all I got. So, I'm back. This is the second car boot. I'm going to whack this on to the end of the first one because I haven't edited the first one. I've just sold a papaya skirt for £6.50. That's gone out the way. That's lovely. Anyways, I'm adding this onto the first car boot because I only got 4 things. 4 things. So there's no point in doing a video on that. And I haven't edited the last video. So we might as well just bundle this together and just do like a Corona experience. Had my 2 masks on again. I was the only one wearing a mask. Literally, first week there was quite a few people wearing masks. The second week it has dropped right down. I'd say 5% of people are wearing masks now, which is a bit of a concern. Yes, it's not a rule. Some car boots will have a rule where you have to wear a mask. Ours doesn't. But I generally think people should take it a little bit more seriously, especially if they go to car boots where you're touching everything. But hey ho, I'm wearing a mask. I'm keeping my hands clean. The joke's on them, technically. So I've got 4 things. I spent £2.40, but my return is pretty much okay. So yeah, I got this to start with. It's a dry sherry Tremar jug. People turn these into lampshades for some reason. I mean, if you like sherry, it would be quite nice, but yeah. It's all okay, apart from the little dink in the bottom, which they get dinked occasionally on the bottom, but because the base is so thick, it's not usually an issue. This one is actually stamped Tremar, though. None of my other Tremar stuff is stamped. I got... Boom! Because why not? Complete second series is sealed, complete first series is not sealed. 20p each, we'll see what they go for. And then lastly, which is technically 3 items if you want to count them as 2, I got 4 Lavazza coffee cups. So this is their small size. I believe they do an espresso, a small, a medium and large. I think this is the small. I got 4 of them for £1, and these will sell for about £20 to £25. I have no idea why. I've done really well with the espresso-sized Lavazza coffee cups before. And that's just a nice little set of 4. They just do need a bit of a clean. They're a bit grubby. When everyone asked how much, she was like, "Oh, just take them £1." And I was like, "Sure, I'll have them for £1 if it's £1.25." So yeah, that was everything. So that's why it's going on to the first car boot, because it's not a lot. But yeah, no filler bag yet. We're just waiting on the carboots. Just waiting on the charity shops to reopen, and then we think it's going to be very busy with the filler bag. He just doesn't have the stuff at the moment. I think he's, from the looks and sounds of it, he's only got about one van full, and I think he's going through that van full slowly to try and make it last. I'm not sure, but he seemed to have the same van full as he did last week, so I don't know if that's all he has left, and he's just trying to bring it out slowly and to last to the stuff. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to filler bag. I'm not low on stock, just to point that out. I've got tons of stock. I've got bear with, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 gigantic bags full of stock. Like, that's all unlisted clothes. That's all unlisted clothes from ever. Like, and there's never a load of unlisted clothes, and there's probably another 3 of those yellowy bags down there of unlisted clothes. So I've got plenty of stock. Hence why I'm not too bothered about not buying a lot. Yeah, that'll keep me busy. Also, Amazon deliveries. I've got so many boxes due to lockdown now. I love it. It's great. Right, I will see you all very soon. Love you and leave you. And whatever else the sayings are. Bye-bye.